Are you considering support while you create and launch an online course, or maybe even improve your launches? Then definitely listen into this episode, because I'm going to be covering what high-level launch coaching is and if it's right for you. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Lou Blakely Show. You're in the right place if you're a service provider who is ready to transition into a more freedom-based business model with digital products. In this podcast, I share with you a unique combination of launch strategy, energetics, and mindset to create true, long-lasting success. It's time to ditch the burnout for good, create the business that you truly want, and share it with the world. Let's get started. Hi, and welcome to the Lou Blakely Show. Today we are on episode 30, which is awesome. I'm so happy to be at this point where I've created and put out there 30 episodes. I launched my podcast in start of February this year, so it's really good. I just feel like there's little milestones along the way, and kind of like the 25th one was a good one, obviously, because it's a quarter of the way to 100, and then episode 30 feels pretty good too. If you've listened to some of my very early podcasts, one of my goals with this podcast was actually just to get to, a decent amount of episodes, like kind of stay in the game, because I found this crazy stat and I can't quite remember it now that I'm on the fly, but it was something around like most podcasts only have 7 episodes. So most podcasts that you find on, like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and that, though, the average is 7 episodes, which is crazy. So it goes to show that a very large number of people actually never get past 7 episodes. So that was kind of like my goal, to really stay in the game, I guess. And now I'm definitely kind of feel like I've gotten over the hard part. So I'm really excited to where this podcast is going to go. Anyway, today's topic is all about high-level launch coaching, and is it the right option for you? So one of the things that I offer in my business is private coaching, one-on-one, to people who are creating, launching, and scaling their online course. So I offer this because I actually really enjoy, I am all about leverage and scale, but I do enjoy private coaching, and I think I'm always going to have some kind of private coaching in my business. And but those spaces are going to get more and more limited, because it is really, it's in the title, it is high level coaching. It is it's a deep dive, and the people that hire a one-on-one coach have kind of someone to really push them out of their comfort zone to do the things that otherwise you may not be that comfortable doing, and really kind of holding you to a higher game, right? Or a bigger game. So if you say you want something, then a one-on-one coach, in terms of what I offer, it is very much I'm going to hold you to that and you're going to launch. But it really is dependent on the goal for that person. So one student or one client, that I'm working with at the moment, we are setting up the Evergreen funnel. And that works for her because of her business needs. So I guess that's one thing that I wanted to talk about as well, is that one-on-one private coaching when it comes to launching is 100% personalized to you. So there is no kind of plug and play strategy that I'm just teaching everyone. Yes, that can be good in some ways, but this offer, or what private coaching, is very much personalized to you, and it takes into account what your goals are, what kind of personality type you are, where you actually are in terms of how much energy do I have? Because I've worked with quite a few women who are quite burnt out. So we create the absolute dream business based on all those scenarios, and that's what the coaching is there to walk alongside you while you action all of that. Because I feel like if you're a service provider, and I've been exactly here too, right? So I understand where you're at, is that sometimes it's easy to fall back into the work that gives you the quick kind of hit of income or whatever, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not one that fits into your dream life. Like if you're a service provider and you want more time off, but you're kind of stuck doing, swapping the hours of your day with revenue, which is the traditional pathway, right? Like if that's not working for you and it's not kind of what your dream life is anymore, it can sometimes be tempting to go back to that even when you don't want to, or just start to rely on that solely again. Whereas in one-on-one coaching, it's like if you say you want to do something, then you actually have someone beside you every step of the way so that you literally cannot fail. So everyone I work with launches at least once. Everyone I work with creates that evergreen funnel if that's their goal. Like whatever we set as the outcome actually happens because of the level of accountability. Now, another thing that I provide with my one-on-one coaching is that very unique mix of mindset, energetics, and the actual launching strategy. So I've been in digital marketing for 10 years now. I'm also trained in NLP and, qualified as a life coach. So I do have that way of helping you to move through the mindset blocks. And once you've got the launch strategy and the plan for you, like that's all well and good, but it's actually putting it into action and moving through the blocks that you see that come up along the way. And sometimes you're not going to get that with any other offer, okay? Like you're not going to get it if you sign up to an online course that teaches you launch coaching. You're not going to get it. You might get smaller amounts of that in a group coaching program, but you're not going to get specific help to move through it in your individual case. So in this episode, I'm just sharing actually what you get, because I know what it's like to be like, well, what would it actually get? Or like, what is the experience like within private coaching versus group coaching? Like, what one should I sign up for? So in a high-level coaching package, when you work with me, and I'm not speaking to other one-on-one coaches because I don't know what they offer, but you get calls where it's just the two of us. So there's not a group of people. It's not like a hot seat situation. Like it is all focused on you and moving you forward. And then you get access to me via Voxer. Now, I feel like Voxer is so powerful when it comes to coaching. If you don't know what Voxer is, it's like a walkie-talkie app, and you can just message each other, voice note each other back and forth. You can also write on there and text as well, which is fine. It's good. But the real difference between using some other app is that the walkie-talkie function. And I have just hired my own one-on-one coach for next year for 6 months. And one of the things that I really like about working with her is that she offers Voxer. So if I'm like stuck one day or I need help moving through something or past something, then I know I can Voxer and get the support back within like 24 hours or so. Usually it's a lot quicker, and actually get coached right there, right when I need it. So I'm not having to wait until the next call for help. It's not like always that I get a solution. It's like you get the coaching to move through it on your own, which is all of what coaching is all about. It's about empowering you to move through the situation yourself. And then in my case, because it's like based on marketing, I will steer you in the right direction around the marketing strategy, that kind of thing as well. Now, another thing you get in private coaching, which you don't get in other ways of working, is feedback on your work. Now, I feel like this is absolutely huge in the launching space. And actually, I see that the lack of feedback that you get in, say, an online course model, like say if you sign up for an online course on launching, which, is probably a pretty good place to start, especially if you've got a smaller budget. But if you kind of go down the path of doing the things that you get taught, and then you create like a sales page or you create your offer, and then you don't really get any feedback, right? You don't get any individualized feedback. Sure, you can probably put your stuff up in a Facebook group, but you're not really getting feedback from a qualified person that's actually got experience in this area. You're getting more peer feedback. So that is one thing that I think is extremely valuable, and I know my clients absolutely love this side of things. I get comments all the time like how amazing it is to get real-time feedback. So how that works is, say you have to create like a sales page, or maybe it's a email sequence for a certain part of your launch. You can actually bring that to the call, and I'll give you feedback, but I'll also get right into your document and help you make edits and actually walk you through exactly what I'm doing, so that you then walk away knowing that you're on the right path. Because what I find happens a lot is that with launching, if you're just following instructions from like a course, and then you kind of translate it, interpret it to how your level of skill, your level of awareness, whatever it is, you create it. And sometimes it can really miss the mark. And then you can go on to launch and you don't get the results because it's like you never really got the feedback. Sure, you went through a lesson on how to do it, but it depends if you interpreted that lesson, and because it's so individual to your offer, your market, like what's your topic, that kind of thing, who's in your audience, that kind of thing, like we need to make sure they're all aligned. And sometimes if you're not a marketer yourself and you're going off and doing this work, and you can easily miss that little part of alignment, right? So the feedback is huge. And the next thing is that with private coaching, there is someone holding you to what you say you want, your actions, your habits, all of that kind of thing. Yes, you can sometimes get called out, but I don't know, that's kind of what I want from a coach, right? Personally, I want someone to remind me exactly what I want, because I know that sounds a little bit silly, but maybe you resonate with it. Like, I know what I want, but sometimes I can get caught up in my own BS, and I know that happens to my clients too. Sometimes when we've got an external person in our corner, we just say, this is happening. That person will just cut right to it and be like, well, this is what you say you want. You're acting like this. Why is that? So, and then going through the coaching of actually uncovering what's coming up and moving through it. And sometimes it can be really simple. It is so powerful to have someone in your corner. And the other thing that you get is a personalized strategy that's right for you. So I talked slightly about like kind of online courses before, where there'll be like one strategy and everyone has to do the same strategy. What I believe is that everyone's circumstances are different. Some people don't have much time. Some people have like all day, every day to work on their course. Other people are busy with maybe they've actually got an illness. I do work with people who have burnt out. Most of my clients are also service providers, so they're also providing services one-on-one, privately, or in group settings. So let's create the strategy around what's going on in your life, rather than just giving you a cookie cutter kind of, you do this, step 1 to 5, whatever, and you can't go wrong. Like, I don't believe that is actually the right way to approach launching, because we all have different circumstances, and I have different ways that we can make a plan that is 100% personalized for you. So the real thing with my private coaching is that I am all about empowering you with the skills, the knowledge, and the experience to actually become someone who is knowledgeable about launching, experienced in launching, and then is able to take their skills, continue to tweak and refine them and really make them their own, and actually make launching part of their business. Even once they've finished working with me, it is about empowering you to become someone who can create an amazing offer, who can then put it out into the world, do the right marketing, have the right mindset to deal with the bumps along the way, all of that kind of stuff. So it is really to set you up for success and bust through any limiting beliefs that come up along the way. And I don't believe that kind of coaching and launching is that common, but it is something that I truly believe is necessary, because there's almost like nothing quite like launching in terms of putting yourself out there. And if you're not able to move through like the mindset wobbles that can come up along the way, then you may never get to that point. And as I said before, every single client that works for me ends up launching. And I know that is certainly not true for, like, say, an online course on about launching. A lot of people that buy those courses will never launch, or certainly not within the period of time that they get the support. And there's absolutely nothing against courses on launching. In fact, I'm going to be creating one. But, this episode is really about what do you get in private coaching that you do not get in other ways, in other forums and other models, I guess. So online courses and group coaching programs are the main two. Okay, so I just wanted to chat a little bit about what you don't get in private coaching, because it sounds pretty amazing, right? Like, you really have this VIP level of support. But I just wanted to point out a few things that it doesn't get you. First of all, it doesn't get you out of the work. Because you have high level support does not mean that you don't have to do the work. You definitely still have to do the work. And, I was talking a few minutes ago about empowering you with all the skills and the knowledge and all that kind of stuff. That does not happen if you don't do the work. You also don't get someone doing it for you. So private coaching is not someone doing it for you. You are doing the work. You're not outsourcing. You are training. You are doing the work to become the person that knows how to launch themselves and can rely on themselves. It does not give you someone to kind of push responsibility off to when things don't go your way. And also, it's not someone kind of at your beck and call. So yes, the Voxer support is there. It is very much a very powerful tool, but it is not something that is like an instant response. The thing about empowerment when it comes to this stuff is you actually stepping up to be more responsible, to show up for yourself when things aren't going right, actually thinking, well, what resources do I have? How resourceful can I actually be? Rather than kind of just putting the responsibility onto your coach. So I love working with people that will take self-responsibility and show up and use the Voxer and all of that when it's needed, but they're not in it every single moment of every single day, because that to me is not empowerment. So I just wanted to share that distinction with you. So the other thing is, how does private coaching differ from a group program? So group programs are great, I think. They're very good, depending on what the group coaching program is for, right? So, and they're all kind of different, and I will teach you how to set up your offers. So quite often there's different things offered within a group coaching program. The things that you will get in a group coaching program that you don't get from private coaching is inspiration from other people, a group who are all working to the same goal together, the ability to network, the ability to kind of make biz friends. I've met so many friends actually online through group programs, so they are great for that. So they're kind of like the mastermind situation. What you don't get in group programs is you won't get, kind of depending on the offer, but usually you don't get much feedback. So you may get a little bit, you may do hot seats, that kind of thing on calls, but you probably won't get someone actually jumping into your Google Docs with you and making the tweaks that need to happen. It'll be more like a critique in a hot seat situation, and then everyone in the group will learn from your work. So if you aren't comfortable with sharing your work, then group program may be a little bit problematic. Also, if you are one of those people that tend to hide and let everyone else shine, and kind of get away with not doing the work, then group programs probably are not for you, because you're not going to get the results that you need. There's nowhere to hide in one-on-one coaching. So if you really want something and you need someone to hold you to that, then I believe that one-on-one coaching is the best option. Now, with a group program, there is generally some way to communicate outside of the calls, but it's not going to be personalized or private is what I mean by that. So yes, you may use Voxer, or there might be some other tool that's being used. Maybe it's Slack or a Facebook group, something like that. But usually if you ask a question or you want to share something, you're actually sharing it with a whole group, not the coach one-on-one. So if you really are a private person, then I think private coaching is the way to go. And obviously, I've already spoken a little bit about how it differs from a course. I believe that, obviously I teach online courses. I think that online courses are so, so powerful. And as I said, I am going to be creating an online course about launching. Really, the thing that differentiates it from private coaching is that private coaching is for those people who really crave like that high level of support, who want to be supported. I have to say that's the big thing with all of my clients, really, is one thing that they really desire is private coaching. They want the VIP support. They want private access to someone. They want that personalized feedback, and they're willing to pay for it, because obviously private coaching is more expensive than an online course or a group coaching program. And I actually think that's why most people will start with an online course, because it is a lower price point. However, in saying that, some of the most well-known launch courses are actually multiple thousands of dollars. So private coaching could actually be more economical for what you actually get. In saying that, my private coaching is definitely it's the VIP way to work with me. It is the highest level of access you can get to me, and it always will be. And the prices for my one-on-one coaching are going to keep going up, because the more experience I get, the more training I do, the better I get at coaching, the faster I can get results. So my price today is going to be different in 3 to 6 months. So that's definitely something to keep in mind if you're on the fence about committing to signing up with a private coach. So if you want that high level of accountability, you maybe have tried doing an online course or a group coaching program and you didn't get the results you want, but you're very much still committed to this business model, and you need that kind of personalized feedback, and you want an individualized strategy, then I definitely think that private coaching is the option for you. So I have spots available for private coaching with me now for 2023. And I have very limited spots because next year I am going to be creating and launching a group coaching program. So that means that this higher level of access to me is only going to be available for 5 people. I've already filled some of these spots, so there's only 3 left. And once they're filled, that's my private coaching in 2023 booked up. And as I said, my prices are only going to keep increasing as I get more experienced and as I am able, with my higher level of skills, to get better results for my clients. So if you are interested in working with me in 2023 in private coaching, then definitely reach out. And if you want more information, and you can even book a call with me to see if it's a great fit, then you can go to louiseblakely.com/coaching. Thanks so much for listening today, and I really hope that I have provided some kind of insight into what the differences are with the different levels of support you can get, and why someone would work with a private coach for launching versus some other model. So hopefully that answered any questions that you have. And as I said, if you're interested in grabbing one of those spots, then definitely head over to louiseblakely.com/coaching. Or you could also DM me on Instagram. My handle is @LouBlakely_. So in my next episode, I'm actually going to be interviewing one of my private coaching clients, and we're going to be talking about all of the amazing results that she had. So I'll see you then. Bye. Thanks, course creators and go-getters. You're incredible, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit subscribe in your podcast app so you don't miss an episode. If you'd like to find out more about what I offer, head across to loublakely.com. See you next time.